This unit is going to be about polynomials, and we're going to start with adding and subtracting. But before we get there, we need to talk about some definitions. So a polynomial is an expression with numbers and letters. A monomial means it only has one term. That word mon means one. A binomial means two terms. This word bi means two. And then a trinomial means three terms. This word tri means three. The degree of a polynomial is the highest exponent that's there. And the correct order to write a polynomial expression is in degree and alphabetical order. Alright, so our first step when adding and subtracting polynomials is to distribute if you can, or if you need to. Our second step is to combine like terms. And then our third step will be to write it in order. So here's our first example. So plus, there's nothing to distribute here because a positive 1 isn't going to change anything. So we'll go ahead to step 2 and combine like terms. So I have an A2 here and an A2 over here. Remember, this sign has to stay with this number, with this term. It does not separate. So then I have just an A here and an A here, and then a constant here and a constant here. So now I'm going to put together what's in the same shape or what's like terms. So 9a squared and negative 8a squared, that makes 1a squared. Negative 7a plus 2a makes negative 5a. And negative 1 plus 11 gives me positive 10. So third step says to write in order. It's in alphabetical order already. We got A's first and then our constant. And it's in degree order 2, 1, nothing. Let's move on to example number 2. So here's a little bit different because I have this minus, which is really a negative 1. And we're going to distribute that. That will change things. So I'm just going to copy that first parentheses. And then negative 1 times negative 5x squared is positive 5x squared. Negative 1 times positive 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is a positive 3. Alright, so that's step 1. Step 2 says combine like terms. So I have an x squared and another x squared. I have an x and another x. And I have a constant and another constant. So I'm going to combine my x squareds first. So 2x squared plus 5x squared gives me 7x squared. 4x minus 2x gives me positive 2x or plus 2x. And then negative 3 plus 3 gives me 0, but I don't need to write that, so that is done. So then our last thing that we need to talk about is still going to be about subtraction, but we have to change the order. So whenever you see something subtracted from, this means to switch. That means that this is going to be smaller than this. So this has to go first. And then this is what's being subtracted from it. Alright, so then again, so step 1, distribute, and we do have something to distribute. We have to distribute a negative 1. So negative 1 times 6x to the third is negative 6x cubed, or negative 6x to the third. Negative 1 times 2x squared is negative 2x squared. And negative 1 times negative 1 gives me a positive 1. So now step 2, combine like terms. So I have an x3 here, another x3 here, an x squared here, an x squared over here, an x here, no other x's to combine with, so that's just going to hang out, and then a constant here and a constant over here. Alright, so x cubes, negative 1x cubed minus 6x cubed is negative 7x cubed. X squared minus 2x squared gives us negative 1x squared. 8x, we already said there's nothing to combine with that. And then 19 plus 1 gives us 20. And that is how you add or subtract polynomials.